Hey everybody, and welcome to today's game that we're going to play, which is a game called Outer Wilds, which many of you might not actually have played, and I can tell you, you are missing out because this game is absolutely amazing. It is absolutely lovely, and I hope with this video I can showcase that this game is worth playing and maybe get more people to buy it. Because again, as I said, this is called Outer Wilds, not to be confused with Outer Worlds, and it had a whole bunch of things that set it back and really not made it the success that it deserves to, even though I have recently seen that it sold 1 million copies, which is great, but I think for how good this game is, it definitely deserves more attention. This is a game about galaxy exploration, so if you are interested in that sort of theme, then definitely check this game out. We begin here on this planet as we just woke up. There's this weird alien thing where actually we are an alien ourselves, roasting some marshmallows, so let's actually talk to him. His name's Slate. There's our pilot, back from your pre-launch camp out under the stars, I see. So, it's launch day, eh? Seems like only yesterday you joined the space program, and suddenly here you are, leaving on your first solo voyage. What do you say? Ready to get this beauty off the ground? It's all fueled up and ready to go. All systems go, Captain. Glad you're excited, but remember, if you wreck the ship, I'm not building you a new one. I'm not made of lightweight, re-entry grade aluminium alloys, you know. Anyway, you'll need to get the launch codes from Hornfels at the Observatory before you can lift off. Just bring those here once you've said your goodbyes or whatever. And that music announces that day has broken in this little village. And as I said, it is a game that I highly recommend. I actually would like, if you're interested in the theme, recommend you get it so that you not to be spoiled. I can say that it's not an action game, so if you want a space exploration with action, this game is definitely not for you. But if you like storytelling and some puzzles and just really just exploring the unknown, this game is should absolutely blow you away. Here's a character called Micah. Let's talk to him. Hey, it's you! Slate said you're blasting off in your ship today. I'm really excited to see the launch. Aren't you going up to space? Aren't you? You better not have changed your mind. I hear you and Slate beefed up the model ship. Can I see it? Sure, we recalibrated the controls and installed better thrusters. Want to give it a test drive? Slate says it's just like the real thing, only less likely to start a fire. Try to land it on one of the geyser pools. Show me what you got. Again, not an English native here, so reading is not my strong suit. Alright, so here we actually get to fly a model ship. Let's see if we can land it, like Micah says. Boop! What a landing. Nice and clean. There's the sun. Beautiful as always. Let's see if Mike is impressed with our landing. What a landing! I guess that's why Slate lets you fly the real thing, huh? Indeed! And just look at this. It's so quaint. It's so relaxing. Like, this is one of those games you can just pick up and play for maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. Look, there's a comment over there. There's a planet, and you can go there. All the places you see, you can go, you can explore, and it's just lovely. Really charming, a feel-good game, though it also has a lot of emotion and some tear-jerking towards the end. Hey, hatchling, I hear you're leaving us to seek adventure amongst the stars. When you return, let's you, me, and Gosan open up a bottle of the good stuff. The good stuff is less delicious sap wine and more daunting digestive challenge. X. An iron stomach is the mark of a true Hearthian, my friend. Our hardy hunter-gatherer lifestyle stems from trial and error, by which I mean our ancestors survived eating a lot of bad things. So quaint. I love this music too, it's so relaxing. It's not something I would listen to like normally, but to have it in the background is just fantastic. You're actually blasting off in that thing, huh? I'm told my odds of survival are statistically quite high. Yeah, the space program certainly came a long way. I should probably thank you for causing fewer flash fires than your predecessors. By the way, good luck with those retro rockets. Here we got a little bit of like an exhibition. Outer Wilds Ventures, Postcards from orbit. This projector is linked to our Sky Shutter satellite, which is currently orbiting Timberhearth. The satellite is equipped with 2 onboard cameras. See if you can take a snapshot of our village. Alright. So, here we have the photos from the satellite. And this is now live feed as it's orbiting our planet. Ooh, look at that. There's like something you can go to there in that geyser. Is it geyser? I don't know. In Dutch, it's geyser, so I have nothing to say here. We can see if it indeed makes an orbit and hovers over the village. Oh, here we go. Look at this! Our quaint little village. Lovely. And the sun's probably going to come up again. Let's see what we got here. This pilot seat, used by pioneering astronaut Feldspar, is all that remains of our inaugural flight into space. Although it's been argued such a distinction requires a breathtakingly liberal definition of flight, that day will nevertheless always be remembered as a landmark achievement in Hearthian history. So Feldspar is, I believe, the first astronaut, or at least the best astronaut that they ever sent up into space, but he disappeared. So, you know, what could have happened to Feldspar? Is he still alive? Will you ever be able to meet him? If you want to know, get the game. Trust me, it's worth it. I will say this, the game is not perfect in the sense that if you look up on YouTube, there are a lot of people praising the game and saying that it doesn't have any flaws. There was a point in the game where I thought actually there was something wrong with it, and I do have a critique point, but I will talk about that later because it won't make any sense if I talk about it now. Hey Marl, so it's launch day, huh? Hal's going to miss you. Speaking of launch day, I was thinking about it, and the platform those ships launch from is getting old. Isn't it about time you built a new, less flammable one? That big tree in the village would be the perfect choice. I wouldn't mind helping out the space program. Just say the word. Wait, the launch pad is flammable? Ha! You didn't realize that, huh? Don't worry. It's held up for all the launchers so far. It'll definitely be fine for yours. Probably. Okay, thanks, Marl. That really doesn't bode me well. Hey there! Hello there, Space Cadet. I hear you're leaving the crater today. If you meet any of the other travelers up there, remind them to take proper care of their instruments, won't you? Well, tell me about these instruments. Sure. I made all their instruments, you know. Let me see. There's Church's drums, Rebek's banjo, and Gabriel's flute. And Feldspar's harmonica, of course. Though Feldspar's been missing for a long time. Sometimes it feels like just yesterday they were playing their harmonica around the campfire. Anyway, you hear music in space, that'll be one of the space program's other travelers. If you feel like company, you can always pull out your signal scope and track them down. Well, we're supposed to go to the observatory, so that's this way. What are these two kids up to? Hello, astronaut. If it ain't my favorite troublemaker. We wanted to play hide and seek, but Moraine won't let us borrow their signal scope because it's really delicate and not supposed to be thrown around like that. Hey, can we use your signal scope? Can we? Can we please? We'll even let you be it. Sure, let's play. Woohoo! Alright, here are the rules. Galena and me will hide with these radios, and you'll use your signal scope to find us. Last one to be found wins. Okay, close your eyes and start counting. So, this is obviously like a tutorial where we have a signal scope and it picks up radio waves. And so if you go to like a new place, you can use it to find certain signals and maybe have an idea of where you need to go. So one of the kids is over here. And he'll be found first. Aw, you found me, but my hiding spot was super good. Don't forget, you have to find both of us, okay? Already on it, kid. Whoop. Let's pull out the thing again. And there. I won? I'm happy. Thanks for playing with us. You're welcome, kid. You won. Whoop. One other reason. So, as I said, this game, when it came out, it was just not a great success. One of the reasons was, like I said, the other game came out, Outer Worlds, which got a lot more media attention. It also came out in June, which was bad because that was during E3, and no one talked about the games that came out during that place because everybody was talking about E3. And it also came out on the Epic Store, which hopefully was financially good for the creators, but a lot of people hated on that. Fishing rhyme, singing helps me pass the time. You're leaving the crater? Guess we'll all be a little busier without you around to lend a hand. That big water planet, Giant's Deep? That's where I'd go. Oh, why is that? One time, after the rest of the village had left to sleep, and it was just the two of us sitting around the campfire, Gabbro told me about their first trip to Giant's Deep. They landed their ship easily enough in the waves, but couldn't see too far down, on account of how murky the water was, I guess. Too dark. Gabbro wanted to see what lay beneath the surface, so they decided to travel deeper. They traveled down and down, but suddenly, Gabbro couldn't go any further. Well, what happened then? I will. I was just pausing dramatically. As though exercising a will of its own, the water was refusing to let Gabbro go any deeper. It held Gabbro back, almost as if it were trying to protect them from something. And then, in the terrible darkness, Gabbro saw it. The tentacle of some hideous beast! Ah! I mean, that's what Gabbro said anyway. Whatever it was, it freaked Gabbro out pretty good. Everyone wants to hear new stories at the village campfire, you know. Make sure you bring some back with you. So when I first played this, all of this did not make any sense and thing, but obviously, all of this is true, and you will maybe get to experience for yourself when you play and explore this. That's often with games that don't hold your hands, is that in the beginning there's so much information dump happening that it can be kind of overwhelming or confusing, and usually I like to start a game like this over after playing it for like an hour or maybe 2 hours, because I just understand a bit more context. What do we got here? Oh, that's neat. What's this? Danger. Inside this fence is a pocket of ghost matter, a strange and dangerous substance that is invisible to the naked eye. The good news is that you can detect ghost matter with a camera. Moving through ghost matter is uniquely painful and will probably kill you. Don't complain to me if you hurt yourself fooling around. From Hornfels. Luckily, there's a camera here. And here you can see the phenomenon. So that's actually very, very interesting. Hi, astronaut. You know the patch of ghost matter inside this fence? Gosan said it used to be bigger when they were a hatchling, cause ghost matter evaporates. It just takes a super long time to go away. I hope there's still ghost matter in the village when I'm grown up. Ghostmaster is awesome. Yeah, it's super cool, but it'll burn the heck out of you. Yeah, I heard touching it hurts so bad it feels like your whole hand's on fire. Try not to walk into any in space, alright? That sounds bad and painful. True that. Let's see. What's this guy doing? Oh, hello, astronaut. This is good weather for your launch, right? That's lucky. What are you up to? I'm using my signal scope to pick up sounds from distant planets. It's set to the Outer Wilds Ventures frequency, so I can pick up the traveler's music. Last night, I heard Rebek's banjo coming from Brittle Hollow. I hope that means they're safe. I can hear different planets too. It depends on what time of day or night it is, since different planets are in the sky at different times. Signal scopes are cool. Alright, let's test it out. So, we have someone whistling, we have a harmonica. That is actually my favorite, the banjo, and I think many would agree. It's such a nice song. It is both sad, but also happy and relaxed. It's a really great song. It's basically the theme of the game, but in banjo format. And so yeah, so they said they are other travelers, and maybe we get to meet them when we go there. Alright, what do we got here? East. I think there's actually a note down here. I saw smoke coming from Young Bark Crater up north and figured I should go check it out. You can use the scout launcher, just please don't break it while I'm gone. From Tektite. We gotta figure out what north is. North. Young Bark Crater. Alright. This is northwest. Geyser Mountains. So, let's launch one of those satellite things and let's see what we can find. There's the smoke. There's something there. Not too sure what that is. But I guess we'll figure it out. And now the satellite has landed. There's Observatory. Here's the 0G cave. Hey, come say hi to your old flight coach before your launch. I got 0G training set up if you want a refresher. From Gosan. Oh, this guy's missing an eye. I just noticed that. I never noticed that during my playthrough. Hey, I thought I might see you before the big launch. Nerves getting the better of you? Right, like you aren't nervous for your first flight. Hey, don't worry about it. Your nerves are between you, me, and the vast endlessness of space. But really, you'll do fine out there. I'd worry more about that ship if I were you. Hopefully that lunatic slate at least fixed the retro rockets. So listen, there's a satellite, which is definitely not just a piece of broken mining equipment, set up down in the 0G cave and in need of repairs. If you're looking for a little last-minute 0G practice, head down the lift and into the cave. Or don't, so long as you're confident you can make the ship repairs in space. One repaired satellite coming up, Gosan. Cool, get to it, and try not to concuss yourself right before your first launch. Alright, let's do some more training. Ooh, we going deep underground, huh? And so, this game also actually has DLC. I've not played the DLC yet. I'm very curious if that's any good. 0G Cave. And so here we get to suit up. And we get to practice how 0G would be in space. So we have thrusters. There's some guy mining here. Hey, nice of you to drop down. I'm getting some 0G time in. So you're going in there? In the cave? What? No. I'm fine. Great. Great and fine. You don't look fine. Well, you know I hate that cave, so I don't know why you're making me talk about it. Phew. Now I got the hand sweats. Why do you work so close to it then? That's what I want to know. 0G cave is down there. And you can see in the left corner that the gravity here is 0.1. So that'll also show you how it is. And look at this. This is the mining equipment Gosan was talking about. And this will teach you how to repair if, for example, your ship gets busted. So you use the thrusters to get over there. And then repair it. Voila. And there are two more things we need to go to. I believe their lights are blinking red. Indeed, indeed. Go down. There we go. Now one more. Perfect. Alright, and up we go. Now this is all optional, of course. You don't have to do this. And what's interesting is that the game doesn't really work with rewards in terms of like items or something. So it's purely for you to learn mechanics that this has the function. Like, let's say you were to play this game again. you don't have to do this, because there's not like any item or reward that you get that might be beneficial. You know, many RPGs do that. It's like, do you want to do the tutorial? It's like, well, I have already done the tutorial. I don't really want to do it again. It's like, but you get, you know, some extra XP, or you get a weapon or something. It's like, okay, I'll do it. Nicely done. Of course, it'll be a little bit more stressful when you're hurtling through space, but just remember your training and try not to hit anything big. I can see you're itching to get off this rock, so go get the launch codes from the Observatory and get out there already. Best of luck out there. And hey, try to avoid getting yourself killed, now that I put so much time into training you. Got it? You got it, Go-san. And there's a video on YouTube. I haven't actually seen it. I just saw the title, the thumbnail. But it basically said that this game is as wide as a puddle and deep as an ocean. And I thought that was the perfect way to describe this game. This, like, universe, like I said, like, this galaxy we're exploring is actually not that big. You know, Starfield is going to come out and says it has over 1,000 planets. This game, I think, has like 5 or 6 planets. So not that much. But there's a lot to do. Now, granted, though, this is not a game where you will be, like, playing 50 to 60 hours. But still, there's more to do than you would initially think. So this is actually the Observatory. This is like a museum that they have here. So here we actually got the original OGs. Outer Wild Ventures founding members. Clockwise from top left, Hornfels, Gosan, Slate, and Feldspar. So these are the guys that we talked to before, plus Feldspar. And Feldspar is the guy on the bottom left with the helmet. And here, this is pretty neat. Big thanks to these additional founding members of Outer Wilds Ventures, without whom we could never have gotten off guard. And these are basically Kickstarter funders or Patreon funders. I actually talked today to Greg and Woozy about that. I would actually someday like to also maybe like pledge something on Patreon or Kickstarter in a game to have like my name or something, or a photo or something in a game. I think it would actually be very, very cool. Obviously, you would have to pledge a lot, but that's, I think, okay. But, you know, it's going to be difficult to see what game actually gets made, because so many games on Patreon or Kickstarter eventually don't get made. Outer Wilds Ventures, Timberhurt's first and only space program, was founded to explore the furthest reaches of our solar system. Feldspar was the first Hearthian to be intentionally launched into space. They completed the first orbit around Timberhurth and later made the first of what would be many landings on our moon, the Adel Rock. Ooh, what we got here? This remarkably intact statue was carved by the Nomai, an ancient species who dwelled in our solar system thousands of years ago. The statue provides us with our most detailed look yet at the Nomai, who appear to have been covered with a layer of fur. Note the decorative jewelry that have been carved as part of the antlers. Although their artifacts and structures have been found in almost every planet in the solar system, we still have no idea where this species came from or what happened to them. And there's more here. And again, this can be a lot to take in at first, and you will, like, probably forget a lot of the terms and stuff. But now that I've, you know, played a little bit more of this game, it all makes sense. And it's really cool to have sort of like these foreshadowing moments or things that you will get to see in space. Hey, Hal. Hey, it's my favorite astronaut. Launch day at last, huh, buddy? It's the translator tool's inaugural flight, too. I'm so excited, it's making me nauseous. Just think, you'll be able to translate any Nomai text you want, anywhere you are. The two of us put a lot of hours into inventing that tool, so don't break it, okay? Oh, jeez, do not break it. Ignore me, okay? I'm just nervous, and I'm not even the one going into space. How are you feeling? Well, I'm excited, Hal. Good. You've only been waiting for this day since we were hatchlings. I cannot wait to see all your training pay off. So what's the dirt? You here to see the new Nomai statue? Is it new? You haven't heard? Gabbro brought it back with them from Giant's Deep. Remember, Giant's Deep is the story of the Tentacle, the sea planet we talked about before. Again, there's a lot of names and terms you will forget the first time, but I'm here to sort of guide you through it. And Hornfels just finished prepping it for display. This is it right here. Neat, huh? Makes me wish we could see what a real-life Nomai would look like, but I guess this is as close as we'll ever get. Check it out. Looks like fur. Man, fur is weird. Furries are weird. Wait, did I say that? I mean, fur is weird. This is the first fully intact statue ever found, you know. and for how old it is, it's in great shape. Ah, jeez, I got a little carried away there. Go on, you have a ship to launch. Take care of yourself out there, you hear? Alright, what we got here? So, this is actually for the DLC, I believe. I haven't installed it yet, but if you have the DLC installed, this is actually where you can get the first hint to what you need to do to get on that journey. So once I install that, I will be there. So I'm very much looking forward to what kind of things will lay in store for me there. Watch closely. These balls move on their own. The ground is perfectly level, so what do you think causes this spooky motion? The answer is the moon. As it orbits our planet, the Adarok's gravity pulls on objects from different directions. In fact, it's pulling on you right now. Now, it's moving very slightly, as you can see. Oh, what we got here? This piece of Nomai writing was essential to deciphering their unique language. Although this text is linear, Nomai texts often branch off from a certain central point. Interestingly, each branch tends to be written by a different author. So, this is how you basically, if you find in space like notes and stuff, this is how you read them. We're nearly ready. Felix and I have finished construction, and she says calibrating the device won't take long. Fortunately, the Adarok's lack of atmosphere will make calibration simple. After all, this time, I'm thrilled to finally resume our search. So these are texts written by the Nomai themselves. So these are texts that are thousands of years old. Aside from the dwellings and structures they built, the Nomai also made art. This decorated pottery was discovered on Brittle Hollow. Some ancient Nomai art depicts strange animals, foreign celestial objects, and other subjects that can be found in our solar system, which makes us wonder whether the Nomai originated elsewhere in the universe or simply had vibrant imaginations. Were the Nomai born in our solar system, or were they born among other stars and planets? And if they were, how and why did they come here? These are just some of the questions we hope to answer through further xeno-archaeological expeditions. So yeah, basically you're going to be an archaeologist in this game, both an astronaut and an archaeologist. Look at this, we have actually a skeleton, as you can see by the antlers and 3 eyes. This is probably the skeleton of a Nomai. What you see here are parts of the Nomai skeleton. We can tell from their skulls that they possess antlers and quite unusually, only 3 eyes. Because we have 4. The Nomai body was most likely adapted for living exclusively on land. The differences in the Nomai anatomy, such as their shockingly fragile bone structure, show us that Harthians couldn't have descended from Nomaian ancestors. It's not clear where the Nomai originated from, or why they disappeared. We hope to find more clues to this puzzle as we explore our solar system. Or maybe you will find out, The Nomai technology brought back from space by our astronauts has been a great boon to Outer Wilds ventures, allowing us to modify expedition gear in exciting and useful ways. For example, the Little Scout now boasts a warp retrieval capability that allows astronauts to recall their scouts almost instantly. This has dramatically reduced the number of scouts lost to the depths of space. So we can actually, I guess not here, you need a spacesuit, but you can actually send out a scout and make photos yourself. This crystal was taken from a Nomai ruin on Brittle Hollow. It seems to create a local gravity distortion, and would most likely used to traverse steep surfaces. Try it out. So, boom! It traverses gravity to its stone, and we can walk on walls or ceilings with that. Here we have some photos of potential planets we can get to discover. Ooh, and look at this. What is this? It's an anglerfish. And it's alive. Look, it's moving. This anglerfish specimen was found attached to the landing gear of one of our ships that flew close to Dark Bramble. It appears well suited to living in dark places with minimal atmosphere. This talks about the sun. Stars like our sun generate light and heat by fusing hydrogen into helium. As it grows older, the star runs out of hydrogen and starts to contract. As the star's core contracts, it gets hotter, causing the outer layers to expand. The star has become a red giant. When the core is hot enough, it starts to fuse helium into carbon. And then, if the star is massive enough, it will continue to fuse carbon into even heavier elements like iron. Ultimately, the star will collapse under its own gravity and then explode in a violent event called a supernova. Based on church observations, this will one day be the fate of our own sun. And here's the final thing. Maybe also, again, there's a lot of information dump, and because there's no, like, voice acting, there's a lot of reading, so this part might also set off a lot of people, and I hope you can get through it, because, again, it is worth it. I do agree that this game is a lot of reading, and it can be a little bit tiring or a lot to take in, but take your time with it, and I promise you it will be worth it. The strange rock moving around in this grotto appears to react to conscious observation. The level-headed among us realize there must be some sort of optical illusion at play, but Gabbro claims the rock exists in all possible states until it is observed, whatever that means. Whatever is actually happening, both sides of this debate agree the effect is extremely creepy. So what do they... Oh. Huh? Oh, look, it's now there. And now it's there! And now it's there again! And now it's there. So, this is one of those things that moves when it doesn't look, only it's not trying to kill you, like so many horror games. And yeah, we will see more of that on our journey. Alright, let's finally go up and hopefully meet with Hornfels and get the codes. Here you can actually see the map. So we are there on Timberhearth, and here you can kind of see all the other plants you can go to. So there's the Hourglass Twins, Brittle Hollow, Giant's Deep, Dark Bramble. And I think that's it. There's a few other smaller places you can go to as well. Hey there, Hornfels. There you are. I just finished pre-flight observations and local conditions are good. Time to get our newest astronaut off the ground. And you'll be our first astronaut ever equipped with a Nomai translator tool. I confess, I've been giddy all day just thinking about it. We're better equipped than ever to unravel the mysteries of the Nomai. You and Hal should be very proud of your work. Tell me, what's your plan once you're in space? I want to go somewhere where no one's gone before. I like it. You'll have plenty of options to choose from. No one's ever landed on the Interloper before, you know. Perhaps you'll be the first. I must say, should you choose to go to Dark Bramble, be very careful. No one's explored there before either, for what you'll find are excellent reasons. Well then, looks like all that is left to send you off. All in all, it's a fine day for a launch. I'm ready to get off this rock. Excellent. You'll be needing the launch codes then. Here they are, and best get off the ground before Slate makes any more modifications to your ship, eh? Good luck out there. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I will say this, I actually find space very, very cool. And I think it speaks to so many of us because it is still one of the few things out here, sort of in the universe, like, you know, we've charted most of Earth, right? Like, all the countries are known, and blah, 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 all the land masses. Oh. Oh, what's happening? What is it doing to my mind? That was weird. But yeah, we know all the land masses and everything. You know, maybe I guess the oceans are still sort of like much mystery there. But we barely know anything about space because it's so huge, you know. So there's still so much out there to discover and, you know, let your imagination run wild. That's why I think it's cool. It's the great unknown, as they call it. Hey, so did you get a good look at the Nomai statue? The statue looked at me and opened its eyes. Whoa, the statue was doing what? So its eyes opened and then you saw images from your own memories and glowing lights flying around? You mean like a hallucination? Hey, listen, no offense, but are you sure you're okay to launch, like, medically speaking? You know what? Don't worry about it. Maybe you should sit down for a bit and take it easy. I hate for anything bad to happen if you try to launch while you're not feeling great. But hey, when you are ready, then you can make the most of our translator tool. I cannot believe it's all grown up and leaving for space already. For real though, I'm glad you're the one carrying it and not like Rebek. They'd fall on it for sure. Say, if you want to do a short trip to get your space legs under you, you could check out the ruins on the Adel Rock. I'd love to learn what those are. Good luck and safe flying. So Adel Rock was the moon orbiting. That's Adel Rock right there. And you can actually see like fire coming there and something that looks like trees and a hut. So we can actually check that out. It's not far, so it should be an easy first voyage. Hey there, kid. Hello, astronaut. Are you going into space today? Are you going into space and never coming back like Feldspar did? What? Yeah, Hornfeld says Feldspar went away into space and didn't come back. Hornfeld says Feldspar was the best pilot ever, but no one knows what happened to them. He probably shouldn't be telling you stuff like this. Yeah, Hornfeld said that too. But if Feldspar disappeared, you might disappear too, right? You're not as good as Feldspar, so you should be really careful and not get lost. Alright, and here's the launch tower. And we're back at where we started, with Slate. Looks like you're ready for takeoff. The excitement of a launch is fun and all, but I can't wait to get back to working on the new ship. We're working on fixing the autopilot's avoidance system for this one. Sorry. That's before we go, let's roast some marshmallows, shall we? Ah! Hot! Let's eat it anyway. Alright. Let's go and launch. There's that comet again. Alright, welcome to our little ship. What shall we name our ship, I don't think it has a name, so let me know a good name in the comments down below. Here you can see the planets we saw earlier. You can see that the comet is named the Interloper. Here's our suit, other stuff. Really neat and cozy. And this is a big thing. So this is sort of like your quest tracker. If you go into here, you can, for example, here, learn a little bit about the village that we are in. We did the questing of the Zero-G cave and repaired the satellite. And here, the lunar ruins. So, of course, Hal told us about the ruins somewhere in Adel Rock. So that is sort of our first clue of where to go. Though you're free to go wherever you want. But what I want to go, before we go to the moon, is do you remember when we were at the observation point, we saw smoke coming from the north. I want to check that out. So, let's actually launch. Ooh, we're in space. Look at this, people! Look at our little planet. What a cute one. There you can already see the smoke. That's where I want to go. Let's first do actually a view of the thing. There actually goes the comet. The Interloper. Oh. Good thing that that could have gone wrong. We just skipped past the thing because of gravity. Alright, let's actually land. What is happening here, Ooh, 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 ooh. Your ship's pretty sturdy. It can take a bump. You actually don't need a suit, specifically here, because you can breathe on this atmosphere, but let's take it anyway. What is this? Look at this, people. Ugh. Looks like a vial plume gone wrong. Hello, Tektite. Hey, hatchling. Thought you were taking that tin can of yours into space today. What are you still doing here? Me? I saw something crash over the horizon. I didn't like what I was seeing in the pictures my little scout was sending back. So I thought I'd come over here myself and take a look. What crashed? I don't know what it is exactly. Looks like some kind of plant seed, but it's not like anything I've seen on Timber Hearth before, and trust me, I was quite the explorer back in the day. Do you think it's extraterrestrial? It kind of looks like something that might have come from dark bramble. Whatever it is, it put down roots in a hurry. I don't like the look of this thing, hatchling, and that's a fact. Think it'll set Marl and Hyle loose on it. Best get rid of this mess sooner rather than later, and no one can remove an unwanted plant faster than a treekeeper can. I'll have to get a look at what's inside the seed first, though. Don't want to set anybody to hacking up a potential dangerous plant without a better idea of what's lurking inside there. Tuff can help me haul the old scout launcher over here. Obviously, the opening is too small for someone to fit inside, and anyway, I'm not going to blindly stick my hands into anything that looks as unpleasant as that seed does. That's a good way to lose an arm or two. So, he gives a tip here, and you can see this ship log is updated, so the quest thing has updated. But we can actually send a scout in, and let's see what's inside. Look at this, there's some, like, tendrils with spikes. It's way big on the inside. What do we got? We got weird shapes. What is that? What is that? It is teeth. And there are trees. What is going on, people? Now, this was the point when I played this game where it started to really pull me in. Where I had a question. I was like, what is this? Like, how come it's so much bigger on the inside? What was that thing with teeth? Like, I have all these questions, and you want to know, you want to explore, and find out what's there. So now, if we go and check out the quest log, there, it opened a new thing. So a seed from Dark Bramble crashed here, taken root, launched a little scout into the seed, somehow to see. Oh, actually, let's actually tell Tektite that we saw that. Also, if we use maybe our scope, look, there's sound coming. The harmonica. And also a drum. What the hell? Look, the harmonica inside the seed. Inside the seed? Don't know what to tell you there. The only harmonica player I know is Feldspar, and they disappeared ages ago. Listen here, don't go telling Nice about the harmonica music, okay? They'll never let me get rid of this darn seed if they suspect it has any musical talent. Let's tell them that we threw the little scout in there. You did you? And you're telling me it's bigger on the inside than on the outside? This is going to be a chore to chop up, and no mistake. Can we even remove a seed that doesn't have the decency to stay the same size all the way through? Maybe I'd better grab an extra axe or 3, just in case. I don't think 3 axes will save you from that thing with teeth. Okay. So, let's now finally get out there. I want to explore the moon. Adel Rock, it's called. Which should be right around... There it is. Let's make sure we don't crash. Let's find a good spot, shall we? That's a good spot. Ooh, what do we got here? We get a good close look of the places we can actually explore here. Oh. Look at that, an old crashed ship. Boop. Alright, settle down here. Welcome to the moon, people! One small step for the Hearthian. One giant step for Hearthian kind. And there's our little planet. Our moon now throwing a shadow on it. Where's that ship? So this must be like the ship that was used for the very first space journey. So someone is whistling. So let's see what that's about. Oh yeah, so if you find trees, your oxygen gets refilled, and you don't need to worry about that. Hey there, who are you? Hey, it's you! Ground control didn't tell me that you were launching. Long time no see. Actually, I guess it's been a long time since I've seen anyone. What is this place? Haha, very funny. Oh, stars above. You're serious, aren't you? Well, that's just depressing. Well, welcome to the Lunar Outpost, which apparently the space program doesn't bother to teach about anymore. When we first started Outer Wilds, travelers used to bring their ships here all the time for repairs. Our spacefaring technology has improved loads since then, but the older ships tended to fall apart a lot, like more than they do now. Using the outpost cut down on the number of launches and landings taking place in the village, and also the number of fires. Nowadays, though, it's mostly just me up here, raising saplings from timber hearth and keeping an eye on things. Don't go. Anything else you wanted to ask? Were you the one whistling? Probably, or actually, definitely. The other travelers carry instruments, so they don't bother whistling. You can pick up their music with a signal scope, you know. Best spot for that is the North Pole. Great reception. The North Pole is marked in red on your minimap, but the outer rock is a pretty small moon, really. Just go north, you cannot miss it. Seems lonely. A little. I'm in touch with ground control, Hornfels and Gosan mostly, and they radio up to chat now and then. And when ground control forgets I'm up here, and they usually do, I launch my little scout at the village. They forgot about you? I don't blame them. For one, I don't check in as often as the other travelers, since I'm always in one place. And it's not so bad up here, really. At least it's peaceful and quiet. You don't always get that in our solar system, let alone our village. There's actually something that I just noticed that I never... Oh, no, wait. It's because of the oxygen. Never mind. Don't the other travelers come by? The lunar outpost saw more traffic back when our ships were less sophisticated and needed more frequent repairs. Nowadays, it's mostly used to keep a set of eyes on things. Sometimes Chert comes by to say hi, but Gabbro is Gabbro, and you know how Rebeck feels about unnecessary spaceflight. See, again, like I said, it can be a lot in the beginning. You know, all these names, all these different places. You're like, oh my god, I don't understand what any of this means. It's so much. It's confusing, and it can kind of set you off. And yeah, it can be much, but as I said before, take your time, and it'll all be worth it. So here we got the North Pole. So in the left, you can see the planet outline, and the red point is always the north. Let's see, Esker Signaloscope. Day 48. Still not picking up Rebeck's banjo from Brittle Hollow. I'm sure they're fine, but I'll feel better once I can hear their music. Day 51. Listen to Chert play for a while today. Unrelated. Someone should tell Forfy and Gosan their flirting is not subtle from an aerial perspective. Day 55. Banjo music coming in loud and clear today. Sounds like Rebeck's doing okay. That oaf. I was worried. Day 63. Today I thought I heard something strange. I don't know. It was probably nothing. Day 70. No, it's back again today too. Something strange is coming from Timber Hearth. Day 76. Okay, I know this is crazy, but the sound from Timber Hearth sounds exactly like Feldspar's harmonica. We already, of course, heard that in the seed. But Feldspar disappeared in space ages ago. It cannot be them. Day 88. It's still there. This is creepy. Maybe my signal scope is broken. I'd better talk to Nice. Again, mysteries, mysteries. So yeah, all the other things. Bim, 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 bim. Oh! We might actually hear all of them close to each other if they cross like that. Let's see. No, okay, they're too far away now. Alright, so we got the North Pole here. We saw the place with, like, the blue crystals. So let's check that out. And I saw, like, a golden platform. Yeah, this is the one with the blue crystals. Let's see what this is about, huh? Ooh, what we got here? We can refuel our jetpack. A recording. Church research note. Property of Churt. This is an old crater. The neat thing here is that the composition of the samples I took from the impact site matches the composition of the ice on the outskirts of Dark Bramble. I'd posit the Adelrock was hit with a piece of the planet that used to be where Dark Bramble now lies. To follow up on, maybe there are more fragments of the old planet Dark Bramble destroyed on other astral bodies in the solar system. So, if you find crystals like this, that might mean, or has something to do with that Dark Bramble planet. Okay, there's one final place I want to explore, and that is we saw like a golden platform. That might be on the South Pole. Yeah, this is it. Look at that sun being all bright. What do we got here, Oh. Well, we got something we can use. Not sure what that sound is, but as you can see, it all lined up to that planet that's now behind the sun. Let's change it to something else. Now it all locks on to that planet. Okay. What about this? Interesting. It does not seem like it's actually aiming at something. Oh god, 3 minutes of oxygen remaining. Let's actually go down. Trees! Give me sweet oxygen. Alright, let's read. I was upstairs testing the eye signal locator, and it can hear and follow the signals from the sun, Giant's Deep, and Brittle Hollow. However, something strange is happening when I ask the eye signal locator to follow the eye's signal. The device indicator rotates wildly and never points to just one direction. That's what we got just now, right? This is a curious result. It's possible that the eye has stopped calling out its signal. I see. I most likely calibrated the locator incorrectly. Privet, my apprentice, and I will make adjustments and try again. An update. Disappointingly, everything is correctly calibrated after all. It saddens me to posit this, my friends, but I believe this locator cannot detect the eye's signal. We would need to build a more sensitive device if we want to locate the eye of the universe. Then we will build it. Don't lose hope, Casanova. Or, Cassava, sorry. I always read Casanova when I read that name, so I might have called him Casanova eventually. I actually think all these characters are female, so it's whatever. Our search for the eye is what brought our clan to this place. We won't give up so easily. Here we got something, a slot we can enter, so here we go. Okay, let's see what it says here. Where should this new, more sophisticated locator be built? It may need to be larger than this eye signal locator is. Anona and those of us originally stranded on Amber Twin built a quantum moon locator there, but the heat of the sun made its construction challenging. I wouldn't recommend building on that planet. Again, giving you a lot of information about things you might want to explore. The southern glacier on Brittle Hollow has ample available space. I could construct a new building to house these proposed locator. Yes, let's build there. I imagine our young friend Connoy would enjoy that immensely. He's always held a great interest in the eye, especially for a child born so long after the crash. I will begin construction on Brittle Hollow's South Pole immediately then. So, we know that there's another locator thing in Brittle Hollow. Okay, whoa! I've seen this ruin in other travelers' pictures, but seeing it for myself, it's really old, isn't it? But wow, this is the coolest day of my life. Okay, time for some official notes. So this is some kind of Nomai locator. It can point out the different planets, which is incredibly cool, by the way, but from what little I can understand of the writing here, I think it was built to try to find something specific. I'm not sure. I also was able to translate something about the South Pole of Brittle Hollow, so I'll fly over there to see if I can learn more. Yep, just gonna get back in the old ship and take off. Totally safe. Mostly safe. Oh, stars above. So this is from Rebek. which Rebek is the guy, of course, we heard the banjo of, and it's also my favorite character in the game, probably. Oh my god, look at the sun! What is happening? It's all red. Do you remember what we read at the museum? This doesn't bode well. Let's get back to the ship. And let's read if we find some new stuff. So there you go. A whole bunch of new clues. So again, we find the signal locator, and that then eventually, you know, we found the recording of Rebek, and we know that Rebek went to Brittle Hollow, and we know that there's a Southern Observatory over there. So this is how the game works, where it gives you clues, and it gives you these sort of like hints where you can go to without actually spelling out proper quest text, which I think is very cool. Okay, let's buckle up, shall we? Since our next hint is Brittle Hollow, why not actually take a little gander over there? Now, where is Brittle Hollow? I can open the map, but I don't... Oh. There's Giant's Deep. Let's see, we're pretty close to Giant's Deep. Where the hell is, There it is. Oh, no, wait. That's the hourglass. Dark bramble that we found. There it is. Hiding behind the sun. We're gonna engage autopilot. Hopefully we don't get sucked up into the sun. It's quite far away. Some beautiful melancholic music playing. We gotta use our rear thrusters. We're coming in too hot. What happened to the planet? Look at this. There's a black hole in the center. It's eating away at the planet itself. Not much left. You think Rebek is still fine? Uh-oh. What's happening to the sun? Oh dear. Oh my god! Get away! It went supernova, just like it said in a museum. This is like the same thing that happened with the statue. Oh, we're back here. Yes, people, this game has a time loop. Did I just die? Bad dream or something? You still look half asleep, but that's a negative on being deceased. I know it's a tradition to sleep under the stars the night before launch, but if you ask me, it makes you all a bit jumpy. That's actually a cool, sort of like last ritual, sleeping under the stars. But yeah, people, the sun goes supernova after a certain time and sends you back to the beginning. But the quest tracker keeps updated, and as I said before, this game does not work with items, so you still get, have the information you got here, so you know now, okay, I can immediately go to Brittle Hollow or to wherever you want to explore and see what's out there. So let's actually do that. So, our next destination will be Brittle Hollow. And we can also sort of like investigate and measure how long it will take for the sun to blow up, because we started a new loop now, and as you can see, as we approach Brittle Hollow, you can see that it's still whole. So last time when the sun blew up, almost nothing was left of the planet because of that black hole in the center of the planet, but since we started a new loop, it's still intact. Oh. Overshot it by quite a bit. As you can see, chunks of lava are dropping on the planet. There's a ship over there. That must be Rebek's ship. Let's land right next to it. There we go. Alright, let's suit up. Again, don't forget to take your suit on. If you don't have your suit on, you will die since you cannot breathe here. Well, looks pretty much like our ship. Let's see what he found, shall we? We got a recording here. I'm here, I did it. I put the ship down safely. In that ship went down and I didn't sustain bodily harm. A few minor repairs and it's like the ship never even hit those rocks. One of my better attempts. Feldspar would happily, or would barely have laughed at me, I bet. That's the good news. The bad news, I haven't found a way inside the structure yet. The door's broken and I know I'm not great at exploring. But I think I would have found a different entrance by now if there were one. Probably. I can't get inside from here, but I know there are paths below the surface. I'm going to head north to the ruins on the Ecuador to try to find a way down. So as you can see here, there's indeed a door here that probably leads to the dome, but we cannot enter. And he said he would go to the north, so to the Ecuador, so actually let's use that. I'm not going into my ship for this. Shouldn't be too far. Let's see what we can find. Oh, there we have smoke. That's always a good sign. And again, you are completely free to explore. We went to Brittle Hollow because we got that as a clue, but you don't have to. You can go to any of the other planets as well. What we got here? Got a sleeping bag, so he must have been here. We got some marshmallows. Always nice. The journey here from the South Pole has been, I'm going to go with harrowing because of the, all of the meteors. But hey, at least I made it here unconcussed and not on fire. Okay, let's see. I poked around a little bit, and there's some sort of old nomite path that starts across from my campsite, inside the ruined building with trees growing out of it. Doesn't look like anything horrible, just stairs leading down. Now, I can handle stairs. After I get my supplies together, I'll follow the path and see where it leads. Okay, so the thing with the trees inside. Ah, this must be it, huh? Well, it looks like we cannot enter it, so there's a hole here. Got some of these gravity stones, but they seem to be out of power. We're going way down. Now, these are powered. Oh. Oh, look at this. We're inside the planet's core. Or its inner shell. Let's actually see if we can maybe pick up on Rebek's instrument. And we can. So that's very interesting. So let's see if we can meet the little oaf. Or the big oaf, I should say. What do we got here? The Gravity Crystal Workshop. Above. So that's where we actually got in. That's why we saw the crystals over there. Now, over this way is the Gravity Cannon. 400 meters. Oh, here we go. Here we have a map. We're in the center. The dome to our south is where we were just now. I'm not too sure what the other things are. Guess you gotta explore for that to find out. What do we got here? The Hanging City, 250 meters. Let's go down a little bit more. Look who it is! It's Rebek. Let's talk to him. Oh, you launched. That's great. Great job, you. Wow. I guess that means I've been out here for a while, huh? Well, this is Brittle Hollow, but you probably knew that. Lots of history here. It's great. What are you doing here? I'm here to see the Hanging City. It's always been my dream to see it with my own 4 eyes, ever since I was a hatchling. An alien race lived in this solar system long before our species even existed. How could I not want to see what their civilization was like? Only, you've probably heard the others say it, right? I'm afraid of space. Seriously, I'm more surprised than anybody that I'm out here. Do you want to know how I even got this far? I fell. I tripped over a gravity crystal. It's dumb luck I landed somewhere my little scout says is halfway stable, instead of being sucked into what's below. I've been gauging the stability of the ground around me using my little scout, and this seems to be the place with the best service integrity, so I'm just going to stay here until I'm ready to move on. But that's enough about me and my problems. You didn't come all this way to listen to me blather, did you? Huh, that'd be... yeah. Alright, let's, so what he's doing here. Me? I'm an archaeologist, remember? Or, the archaeologist, I guess. Seeing as I'm all Timberhurt's got right now. Brittle Hollow is rich with Nomai history. That's why I'm here. This planet is an absolute treasure trove of culture, history, and science. If you have any questions about the Brittle Hollow Nomai, I'm your Hearthian. Or, I have some knowledge of them. I mean, so, maybe I can help? Okay, where should I explore then? Oh wow, where shouldn't you explore here? Not the black hole, actually. That's very no. Behind him, just some rocks got sucked up. Which is unfortunate because the most exciting stuff is all below the crust, including the Hanging City. That's just to the north. You can kind of see it from here. There's also this big dome on the South Pole called the Southern Observatory. You can't get inside from the surface. Trust me, I tried. But if it's like the rest of the Nomai structures here, there's probably a path to it beneath the crust somewhere. Good luck with exploring. If you learn anything about the Nomai, I'd love to hear it, if it's not too much trouble. Okay. Oh wait, we did learn something, right? Oh, no, we didn't. So as you learn more stuff, you can come back and you can have like a discussion and see how they react. Let's roast a marshmallow while listening to the song. There we go. Alright. He said, explore the Hanging City, so let's see if we can find that. We saw the Hanging City sign earlier, so let's get going. Hanging City. Let's check it out. Oh, that bridge is broken. Not a very safe name, the Hanging City, seeing as also this bridge is like hanging. Oh, and actually, if we look down, look, we get a good glimpse of that black hole. Ugh, don't want to fall in it. Alright. Black Hole Forge District, Ice Shrine District, Meltwater District, School District. So these are all of the districts, and as you can see, all the way up there is the highest one. So we're on like the second level. So before we actually go down, here we actually have a gravity thing. Let's explore this part right here, shall we? Here we got the Black Hole Forge controls. We saw, of course, that the highest level was the Black Forge District. And you can see here that we're actually bringing the black hole right now. But that is on the ceiling. So how would you actually get there? You can see that there's like a gravity path over there. But how to get there, Interesting, interesting. And at this moment, you don't have the answers yet. But as you explore more, you know, you get answers. I should have actually topped off on my fuel at Rebag, whatever. Okay, let's read some more. The Ash Twin project requires a powerful, highly advanced warp core. How should we obtain it? Oh, that's everything. Okay. Now here we got another message. We could craft a new advanced warp core inspired by the vessel's warp core. This is the safest path for our clan. Is the safest path the best one? Our goal is worth the risk. Is it though? We tried for so long to find something that I, and the others, now believe might be impossible to find. If the search for the eye is a futile one, we should choose the option with the least potential harm. The greatest challenge here, I think, is we don't have the design for such a powerful core, or any of the original crafters of the vessel's core. No, but Poke was apprenticed to Anona, who created the original design, and our Black Hole Forge is adept at crafting simpler cores. I believe I can be of use here. The vessel's warp core was created before my time, but Anona explained many of these designs. Many terms that are used here we don't know about, but again, it'll all make sense. I would very much like to craft such a powerful core. More relevantly, I believe the Black Hole Forge crew and I could recreate the basic design. Abandoning the vessel's warp core and its casing means losing valuable knowledge. This is true, however. It's knowledge we have little hope of recovering. It would be best to relearn, I think. Okay, as you can see here, that is probably on the way down. I believe this is the last piece of information on this level. Another solution. We could retrieve the warp core from the vessel. The vessel's warp core is broken at best. Recall those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There's no guaranteed reward for this risk. Perhaps we could still repair it. My grandmother told me there was little time to assess the nature or extent of the damage. This would require a return to Dark Bramble. Plume, my father, said many good gnome I perished there. My mentor Collius and his old mentor once discovered and studied an anglerfish fossil on Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely. What Melray and I learned from that fossil would theoretically help us evade the anglerfish, but our hypothesis was never tested on a live specimen. I remember that anglerfish fossil. We used to play in Fossilfish Cave when we were children. Even if it no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint, provided we're able to transport it back here. There's a lot of useful hints to where you can discover, which doesn't mean anything to you yet when you play. So if you go further up, you get back to the surface. So I will tell you this, back when I played it for the first time, at this point I didn't have this, but at a certain point I did, and maybe you kind of figured it out by now. but most of the discoveries you will do are these purple swirls, and so you'll be doing a lot of reading. And there came a point in this game where I was quite disappointed by that, because it simply meant that I knew what to expect and took away from the mystery of the discovering, of the exploration. Because instead of wondering, oh, what's gonna be next, I already knew, oh, I'm going to a new planet, there's probably more purple swirls on walls that just, you know, tell the story. And that's indeed true. This is basically how the whole entire storytelling in the game takes place. Ooh, look at this, we have a skeleton bow. However, what won me back and what piqued my interest was the actual story itself and its mysteries, but also that the exploration and the fun part of the exploration doesn't necessarily come from finding, you know, the blue swirls, because, you know, that's what you already know is going to happen. That's not a mystery anymore. But the mystery is of what is happening to each of the planets. You know, we already know that Giant's Deep is a water planet, so how would that be? We know that there's like a tentacle thing there, so what will that be about? We know something bad happened in Dark Bramble, and there are dangers there. What kind of dangers? That sort of thing. So the planets themselves, those tickle the exploration, whereas these are just, you know, you come to expect. Alright. Be welcomed in this place. This shrine is a space to reflect on what brought us to the star system. The signal from the eye. We observed the eye's signal in our travels and followed it here to find its source. What we know is this: the source of the signal, which we have chosen to call the eye of the universe, is older than this universe itself. The rest we have yet to learn. This is again one of those pieces that really grabbed me. It was like, whoa, the eye of the universe is older than the universe itself? What does that mean? How do we get to it? Can we even find it? Like, all these questions that you want answered. Enter and open your mind to its possibilities. What is the eye of the universe? The eye is the source of the signal that brought us here. Suppose the eye is a more advanced being. The eye is older than this universe, so imagine how much it could teach us. Perhaps it is a cosmic library. How can the eye be older than the universe itself? That's a great question. Suppose it's a relic from a previous universe. The early universe was unimaginably hot and dense. If anything existed before, it would have been destroyed. Suppose the universe is older than previously assumed. What is the eye's signal? Suppose the eye wishes to communicate. The signal is a call. Were we the intended audience? The signal is the eye's voice. It speaks a language we don't yet know. Or maybe the signal is the eye attempt to expressing itself. Of note, from the signal we were able to determine the eye's approximate age, or perhaps its lack of age. So again, this is the storytelling itself is great. Is, you know, such a great mystery and questions you want to be, you know, to have solved. You know, there are several things that are being brought up where I, at least, it tickles my pickle in a way where I want to know the answers, you know. Who were the Nomai? Why did they die? What is the eye of the universe? That sort of thing. I no longer believe, as I did as a child on Ember Twin, that the eye of the universe, the source of the signal, wishes to harm us. But it may not want to be found either. In fact, the eye may not have wishes at all. We have no evidence supporting this. The terrible circumstances of our arrival here were almost certainly exactly that. Circumstance. I suspect imagining we are special to the eye in some way is wishful thinking. The eye might have called out to any sentient species. Or it might have not have been calling out at all, and that my ancestors heard the eye's signal holds no great, deep meaning. This wouldn't be so bad, I think. This is also a big theme of the game, is that many of us, you know, kind of wish or want something grander, maybe in life, or maybe to the meaning of, you know, the universe, or what it means to be alive. And, you know, this sometimes also talks about that, you know, maybe things are just as they are because that's how things are, and you don't really, you know, have to expect something more, and that's okay. You know, in that sense, it's the ultimate journey is more important than the destination, kind of thing. I think we are done on this level. I'm trying to figure out how to get back to the entrance. Or might have actually been here. We came on the snow path. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so I think only one level is left of the Hanging City, which is the lowest level. And I actually didn't go here first, I think, when I play this. And I didn't find out about the Eye of the Universe, like, until much later. And so that might have also been one of the reasons why, in the middle of it, the game sort of, like, let me down, or I got less interested in it, because there was just a lot of reading and a lot of terms I didn't know about. And look, the planet is really starting to fall apart. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Ghost matter. Yep. That's hazardous, so we cannot actually go there, so let's go around. I hope this doesn't break. Oh shit, what? Oh. It's not what I wanted at all, but sure. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, yeah, that worked out good. Oh, more ghost matter. Looks like we only can go up. It's a little confusing, this building. This is, I think, what we saw earlier, where we couldn't go through. So up, up, up we go. Oh, look at this. Some sort of classroom, and little know my children. Oh, no. Exploration of the festivals. All the Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one place to share what they've learned in science and art. It's called the festival. Don't forget, festivals happen every 10 years. At some festivals, one clan's big discovery can mean all the Nomai get to advance too, like Anona's warp core, which made it so everyone can warp long distances and explore more. Each clan has a festival envoy to show their most interesting work. Our envoy was Thatch. Great. We cannot go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go too. A single festival could last a long, long time. Alright, see that there's another scroll here. So, let's see. Formation of the universe. No one knows how this universe was made, but one thing we do know is everything used to be very hot and very dense. While this early universe expanded, it also cooled down. Once it had cooled down enough, particles were able to group together to form things like galaxies, stars, and planets. Since then, space has continued to expand at a faster and faster rate, which is hard to think about for too long without your brain hurting. This universe will keep getting colder and larger until one day the stars and the life they support will all die. That's scary to think about, even though Connoy tells me it won't happen in our lifetimes, that it will happen in someone else's someday. Alright, and that concludes the exploration of the Hanging City, and we know that there's of course a black hole at the bottom, and I say, let's see what happens when we fall in it. Oh boy. We are somewhere way off. There's Brittle Hollow. There's something here. Look, with a gravity floor. Let's see if we can land on there. Not too hard. Ugh, there we go. Let's see what this is, huh? All the pieces of Brittle Hollow are over here. The sun looks in pretty bad shape. Oh, God. Oh, 0G. Come on. I don't have a lot of fuel left. That's not good. Trees. So, we got oxygen, so that's good. What? Oh, here we go. Look at this. What is this room? Welcome to the White Hole Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident, which we did, don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. A tower's warp can only be used during the brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body, in this case, Brittle Hollow. If you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happen when the astral body is directly overhead. You must be standing on the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped. So here it says, if we're here, we can go to Brittle Hollow. Before we go that, let's actually go down and see if there's some more information. Oh yeah, I think we actually need to activate it. And now it's starting to rotate. And there's actually an item here, which we can take with us. If we look up, boom! We went alight with Brittle Hollow, and now we're here. And look, this is the weird formation thing we saw earlier. And do you remember, also in the Hanging City, on the ceiling, we saw this as well. So, the game teaches you, if you go here, that these signs... Oh, fuel critical, that's bad. Oh, perfect. They basically allow you to teleport. So that's how you learn something new, and if the sun dies out again, you now know how to deal with that. So the reward that you get with each loop aren't items or physical rewards, but it's information. It's learning the mechanics of the world. What do we got here? Feldspar, hey. It's annoying to schlep across the planet to the ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. Checked with my little scout, I do to use it. Hornfells, you burn marshmallow, and the scout's integrity reading said this piece of Brittle Hollow is as stable as any, but who knows. If the fuel's still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, wherever you're reading this note, sure you got bigger problems. Also, the song now starts playing. That means the sun is about to die. Because of that, let's actually quickly use this, because otherwise you have to go back to the White Hollow space station to read this. Rami and I reviewed the records you sent, Spoke, and they appear to show Nomai are arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before departing from the White Hole Station. I understand it's exceedingly odd, but Clary and I have tested and retested the equipment, and the result is the same every time someone warps. The interval is incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000th of a second. Do you suppose our instruments cannot accurately measure time to such a small degree? As I've already told Rami, these measurements cannot be accurate. How can a Nomai arrive on Brittle Hollow before he or she ever stepped into the teleporter? Actually, this also says that there are he and she. The implications are absurd. Poke, as Pi is confident the reading is inaccurate, she's kindly helping me attempt to recreate this phenomenon at High Energy Lab. We're designing an experiment to take more data. The High Energy Lab is in the canyon on Ember Twins Ecuador. Come here at once, you need to see this. Don't disagree. Basically, it says, come to Ember Twin and thing. And I think the sun is about to blow. Yep. So that is about 20 plus minutes for it to blow up. So you have 20-ish minutes each time to learn something new, to go somewhere new, and to expand on the quests. And then we start anew, and it retrieves your memories again. And we learned a whole lot. And usually, what I like to do is I like to take my time and go, for example, to the same planet multiple times until I've kind of figured I've seen everything. So that would mean we have to go to Brittle Hollow again. But we're not going to do the entire game in this video. And I think it might be boring to go there, you know, to only in this video go to one planet. So we'll actually go to another planet. There's our pilot, ready thing. You're lucky I'm in a time loop because otherwise I'd be super dead. You're lucky I'm not grounded you for medical reasons. Good talk, Slate. Before we, of course, go to a new planet, I think we're going to Giant's Deep. That's the water planet, remember? The water planet where they talked about tentacles, so woo! What do we got there? But before that, let's take the quest log. There we go. So we got a whole bunch of new stuff. Also, the Black Hole Fort, the vessel. Remember, of course, they talked about the vessel. What is that about? Okay, first over here. So, we've been in Rebek's camp. And basically overcame fear. We're there. And he talked about, of course, the Southern Observatory. We were there on the outside, but we were not able to get in. So we still need to figure a way to get into the Southern Observatory. Over here. Hanging City. Basically talks about all of the levels we visited. The Black Hole Forge, which we, of course, saw on the ceiling, but we're not able to get there. But we did see that there's like a teleporting thing there, so we gotta find the other teleporting thing that's aligned with that. The anglerfish fossil, the Ember Twin they talked about in a cave, and of course the vessel, which they talked about a broken warp core, but we still don't know exactly what it is. Alright guys, let's go to Giant's Deep. Giant's Deep is that big green planet. There's Brittle Hollow, of course. And there are the twins. Here we go. This is where we want to go. Oh, now, what is that exactly what's floating around it? Let's check that out, huh? If you remember, every time we wake up, we see something explode at Giant's Deep. It's actually that golden thing that we see that's exploding. So let's see if we can find something. There's a gravity field over there, which we can hopefully land. Gotta be a bit... Ooh, Jesus. Little bit of an awkward angle. Come on, let gravity do its magic. There we go. Okay. Let's suit up and explore. None of my Steam friends actually have this game, and I have like I don't know, like 150 plus friends or something. And actually, I said none. Greg has this. Greg was the one who actually recommended this game to me, and I played it first on Game Pass. But I wanted to get the DLC as well, and the DLC there is actually more expensive than if you bought it on sale on Steam. So I got both the DLC and the thing on Steam. Anyway, we're here in this weird ship thing. Let's see. Launch module. Okay, what do we got here? Control module. There's a door there. And that's what we already saw. Where's the other one? Here. Probe tracking module. As you can see, this seems broken. This is probably what we see explode at the opening of the time loop. And if we actually go over here, it seemed there's some debris here, so we cannot actually go here. We can't. The game tells us to launch our scout. And if you see there's a hole in the window. So, if we go outside, we might be able to fly in there through that. But before we do that, let's actually check on the one area that is accessible. There we go. Alright. This will change gravity towards that. Yeah, you know what? Let's first begin with some traditional information. What do we got? We got 2 information stones. Giant's Deep. Alright, let's learn a little bit about the planet itself. I have bad news, Evans. Yarrow says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava. I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is an indefinite hiatus. Tell Privet and Mallow they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain at the construction yard for now. An update. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Idea may feel responsible. And these things, we saw them earlier but we haven't used them, these actually project a different area in the universe. So here, whoa, what is this? You see we are now in space. And this is what supposedly is the workshop that was mentioned in the thing itself. Now, as you can see, we are being dropped down again. Underwater. What do you think is causing that? That light went out. See some rocks in the thing. So this must be on the surface of Giant's Deep. Very mysterious, but we have another information stone, or tablet thing. The launch module. Let's actually learn more about this station itself. Mallow, my better 50%. Cassava is sending the last of the cannon components. Soon, relatively speaking, we'll know the eye's precise location. Remember, they're trying to find the eye location. The thought of concluding our eldish, curious, and challenging search increases my heart temperature, my love. Cassava tells me he and the construction yard crew, which we saw just now, have determined a power setting we are not under any circumstances to go above. I see, and am I right to think that consequently we'll be ignoring that setting? I can posit with nearly 100% certainty our friends have accounted for our nature, so I suggest we do. Giving the orbital probe cannon all the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. Yes, the probe must travel as fast as it can, as far as it can. I'll make for some adjustments. So, what we learned from that is that it probably exploded because they used too much power. They ignored the limits that were suggested. And they said they required so much power to actually find the universe. So, here it actually now projects the other side with the hole in the glass. So, that gives us a better view of where we need to go. But before we go back outside, let's actually check this part of the room, and let's see what this does. Also, one really cool detail is if you watched in the stars, you can actually see other systems go supernova as well. We're not the only system where the sun ends. Oh, what do we got here? Here you got the orbital cannon. I don't know what that is. 6 minutes ago, request to launch probe received from Ash Twin Project. Cannon aligned with randomly selected probe trajectory. So this means that we've been alive or in the new time loop for about 6.5 minutes. See, here's the thing. Since our time loop always begins with this thing exploding, you might guess or think that the time loop has something to do with this cannon, and this is the explosion we see at the beginning. Orbital probe cannon. Launch request received. Probe launch successful. Probe tracking module is receiving data from probe. Orbital probe cannon structure compromised during launch. Damage to multiple modules detected. But again, they needed as much power as they could and go over the limits to maybe find the eye coordinates that they got. So maybe the probe actually did find the eye, and it has something to do with our time loop. Orbital probe cannon damage report. Several structural stress detected. Accessing damage to modules. Control module intact. No structural damage. That is where we are currently. Launch module. Viewport window fractured. Module exposed to vacuum of space. That's where we're going next. Probe tracking module missing. Where could it have gone to? Okay, so now I want to go back outside. We're done here. So yeah, so that one component is missing. Do you think it might actually be on the planet's surface? And if so, since it has the probe, will it have some important information regarding the eye of the universe? Oh, Jesus. Ugh. Shit. There we go. Okay, now we gotta figure which is the area with the hole in the window, which is this one. Here we go. I should definitely refuel. Oh, what is that? That's a part of the ship. Alright, here we go. Luckily, there's a gravity field here. Whoop. What do we got? Got another tablet. The pro tracking. That's what we're searching for. Imagine Privet. The pro tracking module will be the first to know the coordinates of the eye of the universe. You'll be the first to see them. I am honored and terrified. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon to use so much power that it breaks, will you? Fret not, my nervous friend. We only need to fire the probe once anyway, so who minds if it compromises the orbital probe cannon's structural integrity slightly? I would mind, Mallow. I would mind, because we won't be capable of receiving our probe's data if the probe tracking module is destroyed. So, look at that. The probe tracking module will be the first to know the coordinates, so if we actually go there, we might see the coordinates of the eye of the universe. I think that's very exciting. And this supposedly is the probe tracking module area, so it's somewhere with electricity and something that looks like a coral. Mystery. Don't know. Oh, yeah, there's another one here. The control module. This we'll probably already know. I don't have to put that in here because if I do, it shows us the first thing. Yeah, my bet of 50%. We already read this. Thought of concluding elders. Tells me construction yard crew. Blah blah blah. I see. Am I right to think the consequence? Suggest we do. Yeah, we read this already. Yeah. Okay. We're done here. So let's get back to the ship. I cannot actually go through here, right? No. Let's go back to the ship, and let's now actually head down to Giant's Deep. And I need to refuel my jetpack. Alright. Let's see what's down there. Going through the atmosphere. Holy moly. Oh my god. Well, there you have a piece of island being thrown inside. There's fire coming from that, so that's a good sign. There's an instrument actually coming from that, so there must be a traveler there. So, in a way, we got really lucky with it being deployed right in front of our feet. Here we go. You can see that the gravity in the bottom left is 2.1, so if I actually jump and jetpack, it barely gets me off the ground. Interesting, and worthy to remember. Who we got here, It's Gabbro! Nice, it's you. Good to see you made it here in one piece. The first solo launch is a doozy, isn't it? So hey, don't freak out or anything, but lately I keep, like, dying repeatedly. I don't know. It's pretty weird. What about you? Have you died lately, or is it just me? No, it's me too. We're in a time loop. Time has behaving unusually lately. Yeah, a time loop makes sense. Cool. You are taking this pretty well. Ha! Right back at ya. Personally, I like new experiences, and I've never been in a time loop before. I mean, I don't think I've been in a time loop before this one. It looks like you and I are the only ones who can tell that time's gone all weird. I tried radioing Hornfells and asking if they died too, but they thought I was being metaphorical. Even if I tell Hornfells about the time loop, they never remember by the next one. They don't realize anything is different. And here's another weird one for you. Every time I die, all of my memories from that loop replay back to me. I'm pretty sure that related to this big stone Nomai statue I found on one of the other islands. I was looking at it, and the statue opened its eyes and started glowing. It replayed my memories like it's seen them through my own eyes, just like what happens each time I die. Well, that happened to me too with the statue at the museum. You too, huh? Then the Nomai statue must have something to do with why we're the only ones aware of the time loop. So, no glowing statue, no time loop awareness. So this is, again, I thought that all the travelers at first actually experienced the time loop, but it's not true. The only people in the universe who experience this time loop of dying and experiencing over and over again are me and Gabbro. I think that's going to be my leading theory, but if you find out anything new about the statues or time loop, let me know, okay? I'll be here. Anyway, that's what's new with me. But hey, this is your first solo voyage. Kind of. Let's talk about you know. Alright, so let's see what we found. I found what happened to the orbital probe cannon. Whoa, that's the cannon breaking apart at the start of each time loop, right? For real? Did you figure out why? Too much power. It's kind of scary how much that sounds like something Slate or Feldspar would do. I'm pretty surprised that the Nomai built something that actually broke. Come to think of it, broke might be the wrong word, because it looks like the orbital probe cannon is still firing successfully at the beginning of each time loop. Where should I explore in Giant's Deep? Here's something you might like. At the start of every time loop, I keep seeing a bright flash in the sky. Something that's happening up there in the orbit. Oh, well, he's talking about the... Oh. What else? Have you been to Statue Island? That's what I've been calling it, seeing as the island where I found the glowing Nomai statue. Get it? I was on the beach on Statue Island when the whole glowy business happened. It's a nice beach for that kind of thing. I give it a solid 7 out of 10 on the Gabbro relaxation scale. If you feel like checking out Statue Island, it's the one with 2 islands connected by a natural rock arch. Well, mostly connected anyway. You'll see. Where's your ship? That's a good question. It's definitely on this planet somewhere. I mean, unless a cyclone came by and tossed it into space, I guess. Huh, that would be pretty nuts. I hope it's not lonely. What's up with this planet? I know, right? Oh, you meant like tell you more about it. Well, Giant's Deep is massive and mostly water. No surprises there. There's a strong current of waste beneath the surface that prevents anything from sinking below. Seriously, I tried everything I could think of to get past that current, and neither idea worked. As for land masses, I counted 4 islands, including this one. There's also the one with the Nomai statue I saw on the beach. You've seen the cyclones? Yeah, they're hard to miss. They'll toss up everything in their path, islands included. Little tip, if you get picked up, try to land in the water. That's likely to kill you. Okay, well, that's all good. A lot of cyclones indeed. So let's go and find this statue island he was talking about. Gravity's pulling at my feet. Alright. Up we go. Avoiding the cyclones. There's a massive, massive cyclone all the way over there. Okay. So, he's talking about an island with a natural rock arch connecting to... What is this? I won't lie, in my playthrough, I have no idea what this is. Like, I guess this is from Dark Bramble. But, yeah. Well, this is the arch he was talking about, so this must be a thing. And look, there's a teleportation thing there, too. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, here we go. Statue Workshop. Well, that door's broken. So, not a lot we can do there. I'm falling in the water. Come on, gravity crystals. Do your magic. More deceased Nomai. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this. That's where we want to go. I can launch a scout. I can look around a little bit. Looks like it's in some sort of cave system. Actually, let's keep it there, and now the scout will actually be a sort of like a waypoint. They're going to test the memory statues tonight. Flock says it could be dangerous, so we can't come. But what if we didn't use the door and snuck in the other way? Does anyone want to? Flock specifically told us not to do that. I really want to see the test too, Mommy, but that's a huge risk to take. We probably shouldn't. Maybe Flock should do the later test. So what's this other way they're talking about to get there? If you have like a fear of the ocean or the deep water, this planet will not do you any good. I believe this structure is only for the receiving end of the teleportation. Once you activate it, I believe you can use it to go back, but you can never start the teleportation process from here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so nothing happens. Okay, welcome to Giant's Deep, friends. I'm excited for you to meet the statues. If I'm not in my dwelling, I'm likely in my workshop below, inside the island. Oh, that cyclone is very close by. It's getting louder. Oh, dear. Oh, we're in space. Oh, we're in space. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Oh, we're in space. But look. It's hollow underground. Oh, shit. 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 Ah! I'm in water. No. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What is that? Jellyfish. Core. That's the electricity. Do you remember what we saw earlier that existed from electricity? Might be worth exploring. Alright, so this opened the door. And now we're back here where we couldn't go in first. So this is like a shortcut. So we're here. Unfortunately, I cannot really reach over there. The only way to reach that is by floating over there when the cyclone throws you in space. Now here we got other statues. So again, the time loop has something to do with contact with the statues at that certain point. Whoop! Here's our scout, illuminating the way for us. Look at this. This is, I guess, sending in the things there. Here we got a message thing. Yarrow, would you kindly step back so Daz is the closest to the statue? When pairing, the statue will choose whoever is the closest proximity. See how its eyes have opened? That tells us that the statue has paired with Daz. Now, no matter where he is in the star system, Daz's statue will record his memories and send them to the Ash Twin Project. This is extraordinary sculpting work, Phlox. He has outdone himself again, hasn't he? And now that we have our first successful pairing, we can test my memory storage prototype. Each statue will send a single Nomai's memories to his or her own storage unit within Ash Twin. Each storage unit will be equipped with a mask, the statue's counterpart, which will be able to send those stored memories back to the corresponding Nomai. So now we learn something, that there is something called an Ash Twin project, and that there is something stored there that holds our memories. again, it can be a lot to take in, but take your time. Like, usually in your first playthrough, it will not go as fast or smooth as I do currently. I've installed the masks inside the Ash Twin Project flocks. They look beautiful, although I do feel as though I'm being observed. It's comforting to know that the statues will not pair until the project succeeds. Otherwise, I imagine the experience would be hard to endure. Ideally, they'll only need to activate once the project succeeds, as a safety measure. However, the statues will also activate in the event of equipment failure. They will? Why is that? If anything goes wrong with the Ash Twin project, the statues and their mask will make us aware of the situation and enable us to fix it. Otherwise, it would be possible for us to remain permanently unaware of the problem. I hadn't thought of that. What a profoundly horrific fate that would be. So, if we actually put it here, we can see where the Ash Twin project is. Whoa. Where is this? And you can see here that these are the masks they were talking about. And the interesting thing here is that, if you count, 3 of the masks are lit up. Now, one of them is connected to us, to the statue that, you know, we bonded with. The other one is Gabbro. Then the question is, who is the third mask linked to? Or what? There's the music where that the sun starts dying. We can see if we can quickly find Gabbro within the last minute to see if he has some new information to say about the thing there. That's another island we haven't been to. There's the smoke. Gabbro! Gabbro, my friend! We learned something new. It's gonna be bumpy landing. Gabbro! I found something! I went inside the statue! So Nomai created those head statues to record memories. Could see Nomai doing that, not sure what for. Do you think the statues are recording our memories? Because I remember on the beach looked funny. Yeah. Alright. Well, we get to see what it is when the sun explodes in this atmosphere. Oh, it's going all dark. Oh, it's scary. Oh, people, look at this. This is a nightmare. We have no sunlight. Only the red lightning. And then it becomes bright because of all the fire that's coming towards us. Goodbye, people. Ugh! And there our memories go. So again, on this trip, we learned new stuff. We learned about the Ash Twin project. We learned more about the time loop itself. So again, with each time loop you do, with each travel, you learn more about the universe. It's starting to make sense more and more. And again, when you play this first, it can be so much information to pick up that, you know, maybe after playing an hour, 1.5 hours, I think we played now for maybe 2 hours, you know, start the game over again. Even though you might have been playing for like 2 hours, if you know kind of what to do or where to go, you can do that very, very quickly. So you won't be, you know, taking as long as you did before. But then it all starts to make sense. Like, I was not making sense of all those messages and all the story bits in the beginning, and it was kind of confusing, but now it all makes sense to me, so that's really cool. Let's actually take a look at the thing here. So the orbital probe cannon, of course, is there. We still have the probe tracking module that is missing. Gabbro's Island, a whole bunch of new stuff. The ocean depths. The Ash Twin project, big question mark there. It's transmitted to corresponding storage unit. A lot of stuff there. People, I'm going to end this video here. If you want me to do another video on this and continue this journey and explore more and explain more, let me know in the comments down below. I also do hope that with this video, I convince some of you to actually get this game yourself. It's not a huge flop. Like I said, it sold 1 million units, which is great. but in my opinion, it deserves more. And you know, it took like 2 years or something or longer for it to actually reach 1 million units. So it's just was not the success that maybe some hoped. Though it's a small indie studio that made this, so hopefully it was profitable. There's DLC out for this as well that I have not played that I really am looking forward to testing out. Anyway, guys, I have so much love for this game. Like I said, if you want to see more, tell me, and I'll happily do another video exploring more planets and more stuff and explaining more of the lore. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.